Hello and welcome back to another episode of the British Esports podcast live from Insomnia. So now we have another very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi there, I'm Nikoheart. I'm a speedrunner and variety streamer, mostly playing games with unconventional controllers, more commonly recently trying to potentially land a speedrun for Resident Evil 4 Remake on DJ decks. Gosh,
I couldn't even imagine that.
It's difficult. Like I'm technically a DJing, but like I'm actually trying to aim with the actual platters. It's interesting, but I play games with like steering wheels, DK bongos. You know those novelty enter keys?
Yes.
Yeah.
6 of those, directional and AB, and trying to do Undertale. My shoulders hurt afterwards.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Oh my days, my fingers are playing Undertale. I can't
Absolutely, yeah.
So we've got a few questions later on to just talk more about that.
Sure thing,
We saw that you were interested in the podcast. We're like,
Absolutely.
we have to get you on because we want to know more.
Absolutely.
So we'll start off with sort of like an introduction question.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you get started in streaming?
So I used to work within the music industry, a lot of like photography, videography, and doing record labels. And whilst I was in the music industry, I started to lose my voice a little bit, like started to lose myself a tiny bit. I wanted to try and find a way to give myself a voice back, to be able to find myself again. The day that I actually left the music industry, the next day afterwards was the day I started streaming, because it's always been a goal for me to try to do it since 2012 on a MacBook Pro.
Nice.
And trying to play Super Meat Boy, and actually because of how bad the MacBooks were, I was glitching through the levels while streaming. And because of obviously having a good computer with video editing and stuff, I was able to actually get a bit more of a push to start to do what I was absolutely enjoying. And then 4 years later, it's been the biggest passion of mine ever since. So it took a bad moment, a bad portion of my life to turn it around into something good. And I'm ultimately blessed by doing it, basically.
Fantastic. And with that then, where in that kind of journey did speedrunning come in? Was that a different time?
It was about maybe about a year and a half in. I've got to give credits to one streamer in particular by the name of Psychohypnotic. He was teasing me in the best way possible to try to do one of the hardest runs of Alien Isolation, which is a category called No Major Glitches Novice.
Right.
Nightmare, which is basically, you don't see the hard, you take damage super quickly. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I did. And then I realized how much I enjoyed it. And then like 3 years later, started to bring in different controllers to like say, hey, you can do things in the unconventional way, whilst also loving building strats for new games and like just having fun with the speedruns. Like it's the thrill behind it as well. Like, as you're getting like towards the crunch time, towards the end of the game, you're seeing the goal splits, you're seeing like the time is getting very, very close, and it's the rush of adrenaline as you're speedrunning as well at the same time. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've had very, very tiny amount of speedrunning attempts myself. And it's absolutely, as soon as you start seeing those like gold splits coming, sometimes it's like, this is it, I want to win it now.
I'm doing good. Oh, wait, I am doing good.
Yeah.
So what is it about speedrunning in particular that really sort of drew you towards it?
It's been able to play the game again, like again and again. Like I'm starting to really see more of the game than you would do in a first playthrough, because you are enjoying the game when you first play it, but then you start to notice even more subtleties as you're playing as well. You get to enjoy more of the backstory, the lore. So you're actually like further delving into research of the game. Being able to actually to almost encompass all of it from so many different perspectives gives you like a bigger appreciation for the game, whilst also learning some of the really cool strats, like you're doing out of bounds sort of stuff. So you're glitching through levels, you're doing certain speed tech and speed strats to be able to, to give you more of a boost in time. I'd say it's just like, when you manage to pull off and execute a tech perfectly, it is again the endorphins of you've done it right, you did the strats. There is a celebratory moment as well, and everybody with the chat with you, we're all celebrating together. Like through even if we're failing, we're all celebrating together. Like we're always loving speedruns, even if we're doing bad, even if we're doing good. It's always, we're showing the best that we can do at all times.
Yeah. So we talked about it a little bit at the beginning, your unconventional controllers that you use in these games. How did that come about then? Where did you start with that?
So It started off with a friend of mine by the name of Nick Tacular, an Australian streamer, great friend of mine. He was playing Rainbow Six Siege with a steering wheel. And I was like, this looks like a lot of fun. How do I get involved? So he gave me the wheel that he was using in a sense of where to get it, and a software that he was using, which is a software I use regularly called ReWASD or ReWASD, which is basically a remapper. So you can take anything that's like an Xbox, a Switch, even a PC, like keyboard and mouse, and repurpose it to whatever you want. And thankfully, the Xbox controller steering wheel actually worked with it. So I was then able to convert the wheel, which is an Xbox, into PC, mouse, and keyboard. And then I was able to go Xbox controller to Alien Isolation, and it just worked. And I was like, well, I already know the run. Why don't I try and use it with it? And then it started to progress and progress and progress. And then I realized, hey, this is a lot of fun. Then I slapped some googly eyes on my steering wheel. Then it grew its own personality, basically. So as I'm like turning around, like the googly eyes are all over the place. So it's like extra comedy as you're speedrunning.
Yeah.
So you've used, I'm going to say, quite a few different things as controllers, but do you have a favorite?
Right now is the DJ decks. Genuinely the DJ decks. It's because I used to be a DJ as well back in the music industry. Like I'm very confident with the whole like all-in-one setup or just like decks in general. And it's brought another repurposement of content back into it. So I'm DJing on streams as well, but also I'm able to use the decks in so many different purposes, more than I even imagined I would have been able to do in the first place. So it's being able to set it up every time. Again, it's unique is what I love about it as well. And people just always like, they're doing a double take. It's like, wait a second, he's playing this on the decks. And it's always nice to like be able to do my spiel of like how I'm able to make this work, educate people as well. And and doing like the double of the speedrun and the unconventional controller does kind of hook people more into wanting to learn the speedruns. So it's almost like a nice educational tool, being able to do it unconventionally.
Yeah. And so, favorite controller, do you have a favorite game as well to speedrun?
Alien Isolation, hands down.
Yeah.
Like that is a game I like almost grew up loving from the onset as well. And it's been a game I've been running for nearly 3 years. So I will always go back to that game genuinely. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of Deliverers Mars recently. Also.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was one of the first few people to craft a full speed run. I got to give credit again to another person by Clash Code is the name. They were one of the few people to find a lot of out of bounds strats and like really kind of like deep dive into the game to find like any kind of tech possible. Then threw it all together about 2 hour speed run. It's not bad. It's actually really good fun. I managed to find a strat called the back it up strats, where we take one of the vehicles and then we bring it out of bounds, like Halo 2, for example, and then we park it, jump over like loads of terrain, and then we slide our way through just like the top of some railings, get in, jump down, and you save like at least like 4 minutes. And when we found that, we were just like, well, this brings us back to like our childhood, because I remember doing Halo 2, trying to get up to the very top of that big map. It's just like, it just reminded me of that. Yeah. So it's a nice little nod to, I guess, a nod to Halo 2, some strats as well. Yeah.
So you've got your favourite game and the games that you've played, but is there a game that you'd really love to speedrun?
Ooh, Elden Ring at some point.
Oh, it's got to be.
Yeah. I do have plans to bring Elden Ring into the fray soon. I can't say too much because I'm working on a new controller, unconventional controller. Okay. And I could maybe tease a tiny bit, but it's great to point and shoot.
There you go. That's a tease and a
half. But then I got to try to learn the run. But there are so many different runs of Elden Ring at the same time.
Elden Ring seems to be quite varied as to how you run it and what
there are some runs which are 5 minutes. And there's some runs which are like, without the any percent unrestricted strats of like basically playing the full game in a sense. So I've got to try to think which one will be the best for it. Yeah. And I think it'd be like maybe the 1 hour, 2 hour speed runs. Like I know some people are doing the RL1 speed runs. I don't know what they call, but I've still yet to look into it.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we've talked a bit about speedrunning. I'm sure there's lots of people out there who maybe have heard about speedrunning or watched like things like GDQ and stuff.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
well, I quite like to get started on this, but where do I even start? What would be your advice to people wanting to get started?
So, speedrun.com is a great resource and website for being able to look at a game with a variety of different speedruns. Usually, the community will be very, very active in either Discord or on the website. They'll have loads of resources. They're usually open forums. Always check for the game that you may be interested in speedrunning, and check to see speedrun.com has the right tools. It's the best place. Usually there's YouTube for like actual breakdowns of the run as well. Being able to go to quite a few of the runners' actual channels whilst they're speedrunning. Usually most speedrunners are very open to talk about like how they got started, and they can give their recommendations as well at the same time. So the speedrun community is a very open and friendly place, mostly anyway. So being able to just sit down and just get the game, even without going to a website or anything like that, and just seeing like, can I play it faster than I did last time? If you did, boom, you did a speedrun.
Yeah.
So if you can start from that point, then look towards websites, then look towards YouTube, then you can really, really build upon that.
And then our final question for this section. So looking in a wider sense in terms of streaming, like what advice would you give to someone who's wanting to grow as a streamer?
I mean, it's a very interesting field because like there's so many different advices that you could give as a content creator. Probably the most important one I can say is just, if you can smile whilst you're doing it, people will smile back with you. It's nice to be able to make people smile, but it's also nice to receive a smile at the same time. If you can joke around, if you can have like some silly banter between you, then you might make a new friend. You can build a community, foster a community, and your content will evolve with them at the same time. Like sometimes people try to go to 100% straight away without really any kind of a backing, but you can start off with just without even a webcam. You can start without a microphone. You can just stream. There's no limitation for what equipment or you have or you don't have. As long as you enjoy what you do, that's the important part, and people will pick up that you are enjoying what you are doing.
Yeah. Well, perfect. Thank you so much. Absolutely. We're going to move on to a fun little game that we've crafted for the purpose of the podcast this weekend. How good are your charade skills, would you say?
Oh, God, it's been a long time since I've played charades.
Well, this is a very scuffed version of charades, essentially. So in this pile here, we've got a number of game titles. What we're going to ask you to do is we're going to show you them. You're going to have to act them out in a way that we're going to be able to guess what the title is.
Okay.
So we're going to give you a minute on the timer to get through as many as you can. Obviously, you can act out as much as you want. We're going to give you one word, so you can say one word if you like as well as part of the clue. It can't be anything in the actual title of the game, and it can't be a character in the game.
Okay.
It's something related. So like someone said, like building, if it was like Fortnite, for example, something like that. We're also allowing noises or like music, if you can like hum a song or something like that, because that came up a few times. I'm like, I guess that's fine. That's allowed. So we're going to see the record currently is 5 of 30. So you're allowed one skip. Otherwise, we're going to have to try and stick with it and see how far we can get with any of you get stuck on.
Right.
Okay, Brian,
give them a shuffle.
Yes, I'll give him a quick shuffle. And we'll see if the cards are right for you. There we go, right, that'll do. Okay.
So, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Skip.
Skip. Okay, instantly on the skip. That is perfect. Let's go. Okay, shooty one, glasses.
Call of Duty.
Destiny 2? No.
No.
Goggles. Apex Legends? No.
PUBG.
Close. Binoculars. Not PUBG. Oh, it is PUBG.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Perfect. They go next.
Boom, boom.
Oh, Among Us.
Yep.
Yes. Soundtracks. Let's go. Okay, some actions.
League of Legends. Dota 2.
Dota 2. Brilliant. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, time. Okay. Oh, Destiny 2. There we go.
I've never played Destiny 2, so I don't know.
3. What was your skip? League of Legends.
Yeah, I could have done that thing again.
Yeah.
I knew that there was 2 MOBAs, and I was assuming
Yeah.
there was a lane of
Yeah.
some description.
It's like I've only really heard the name League of Legends. I haven't really watched too much of it. So.
Well, to be fair, I think you're saving yourself a lot of grueling hours of hating yourself a little bit with League of Legends. It's the process. Yeah,
Obviously.
absolutely.
Yeah. I've never played charades in we're talking about 10 years. So the matter of fact, I had to think, oh yeah, I've got to act. Oh no.
Yeah.
I loved the Among Us one. Normally people just go sus.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm glad we got some music. The music stuff when people can do the music is always very good. So I appreciate that a
So
lot.
you are currently number 4
Hooray.
on the leaderboard, which isn't too bad. So we've had a 0.
Fair enough.
Yeah, everyone always like, oh, I bet I did really bad. It's like, no, someone did actually get 0, so you've at least passed that person at the very least.
Awesome. So we will now sort of round this back, and I'm going to ask you a few sort of quick fire
Go for it.
questions. So the first one is, what are 3 things that are essential to bring to an esports or gaming event?
Ooh, water, phone or camera to be able to make great memories, and earplugs is a good one. Speakers here are hectic, so being able to either have phone ones or custom ordered ones, perfect. I actually have a pair of custom ordered earplugs myself, and they are minus 17 decibels. They filter everything out perfectly. Worth it.
Wow.
Awesome.
Might need to invest in some of them.
So what is your most anticipated game release for the year?
Legend of Zelda, the Tears of the Kingdom. I think
Tears of
it
the
is.
Kingdom, yeah.
It looks amazing. I'm such a Zelda fan as well. I've got a huge Zelda tattoo on my leg, so you can say I'm a tiny bit of a fanboy.
Yeah,
so
nice.
I'm excited for that one.
So if you could compete in any esports or gaming event, what would it be and why?
Ooh, it's a good question because I would like to try my hand at an FPS game at some point. I was playing a little bit of Overwatch earlier on. Terrible at it, but I would like to learn at some point because there's a variety of different characters and different casts and abilities. That was one of the most appealing ones, to say the least. So Overwatch, yeah.
Nice.
Drop me a message, I'll coach you.
Hey up.
I'm also the big fan. I've covered in Overwatch tattoos.
All right.
That's the symbol of
a
true
gamer,
fan
yeah.
Of the game. So flip that then. If you could attend any esports or gaming event, what would it be and why?
Ooh, anyone that's really hosted here at NEC, I think it's the Excel ones, isn't it?
Yeah, EGX and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. No, definitely one that's definitely orientated towards Dota 2, I reckon, because I used to play a bit of Dota 2 way back when, and seeing a few of the pros really go at it, it's honestly very impressive. So I don't really know many of the esports name events, but anything that might be Dota 2 related.
Nice.
Awesome. And our final question for you is, what is a game that you didn't think you'd like and then you played it and you did?
Oh my goodness, that's a very good question. Fashion Police Squads.
Oh, I've seen a lot of people
Yeah,
play that, yeah.
I mean, when I first heard about it, I was very uncertain about it. Then I played it. It's a very meme-centric game. There's a load of nods to different game references, and genuinely one of the most fun experiences I've ever had. So that is a hilarious 5-6 hour experience. So it will make you laugh, it'll make you giggle. There's a whole Matrix Neo reference in there as well. Star Fox references.
Nice.
All over the place. It's amazing.
Oh, wow. That's one for my list. Another one for my
Yes.
list. People keep telling me these games, oh, I have to pick these up at some point. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. It's been very lovely to sort of get to know you a bit more and talk more about these controllers that I'm ever so fascinated by. So I wanted to thank you again
Thank
and
you.
hope that your Insomnia is great for the rest of the weekend.
Where can people find you if they're looking for you?
They can find me at twitch.tv/Nikoheart. Most of my socials are Hello Nikoheart. Niko for those who are not certain about how to spell my name because I'm the weird Greek person with a K.
Perfect.
Yeah, I like to say I'm a variety streamer, speedrunner, DJ, unconventional gamer, and if you like memes, you're in the right place.
Nice.
Awesome. So thank you very much for watching this episode of the British Esports podcast. If you're after some more content live from Insomnia, there will be lots more to come on the channel. Also, for more British Esports content, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on all of our socials, and just keep up to date with what we're doing. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next episode.